Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, and now, as always, making breakfast. Can't wait. So today we are actually going to be doing, well, I'm going to be doing my first. Jesus Christ, those rappers are so loud. It's right. I'm going to be doing my first Hyrox sim. So meeting Joe in a minute, and then I want to see just how much I can do, because there's a very small chance that the guy he's doing Hyrox with right now may pull out because of his back. So I thought to myself, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing Hyrox in case he needs me to go. And it'll be a fun challenge anyway, because it's not something I really do. So I thought, why the hell not? Might as well get better, right? You're not going to get better by not doing difficult things. Just fucking plain and simple as that. So I'm going to see how today goes, and then, well, I have a feeling I'm going to do fucking terrible, but it is what it is. And then I'm going to have 3 more weeks to prep for an actual full Hyrox, potentially. So that's going to be very fun. And also, very recently, I have been drinking these. They are Carrick Glen Energising Water. No idea why, but this 39p banger, right, unbelievable. No, it feels nice and fresh, and also has a lot less caffeine than something like a Red Bull or a Monster. And I feel like sometimes I should be cutting out a little bit. So that's been my alternative. Highly recommend. Anyway, I'm going to eat, and I'll see you in the gym. Bye bye. Well, that's done. Thank fuck. Oh my days, man. That was hard, man. That's really hard. This was I'd say that's my first proper like Hyrox based session. My days, man. This is tough. Oh my god.
I got you guys treats.
Oh my god. Oh, right. You know, she's the best woman I've ever met in my entire life.
Just when she's a good one, I was like, she isn't she?
Yeah, she's the fucking best, mate. Oh. Anyway, my lovely girlfriend had to buy me a towel because it's the first time in my life I'm sweating so much, and it's my protein and all, so this is pretty cool. But yeah, no, that session done. Now I am going to go and hibernate in a bath for at least 45 hours. And I also need a lot of sodium because I am bloody sweating me duck. That was good. That was very good. Apart from that, I'll see you at home. Bye bye. What's going on, everyone? It is actually 2 days in the future from the last time we spoke. Reason for it is yesterday we just did basically just a ton of work on the productivity planner for the new business. So there wasn't really much going on. We just went for a little walk and just had a chill day and just spent it pretty much just working. But afterwards I just kind of got thinking, you know what? I am going to do a Hyrox sooner than I thought I was actually going to do. So today was actually my first training session towards that. So we did 6 intervals of 800 meters with 2 minutes rest in between, and I admit I really enjoyed it. You know what, this whole Hyrox thing, I'm actually really enjoying it a lot more than just going to the gym and bodybuilding. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love a sick arm pump, so that's never going to go away. That's always going to be incorporated, but there's just something different about just doing all these different, well, hybrid things, I suppose. Just being like this hybrid athlete, I feel like I actually really enjoy it, and it's more me. And I kind of always been, you know, a runner, a bit more of an active person. I've always been like just out and about rather than just lifting heavy stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's still satisfying, but yeah, I feel like the longer I train, the more I enjoy things like this. So yeah, this is definitely here to stay, and I'm going to share my little journey with you here of, you know, how the Hyrox training and Hyrox the event itself is going to go. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. So I'm going to be doing the one in Birmingham, I believe it is, either Birmingham or Manchester, one of those two, in 5 or 6 months time ish. My mate Joe was saying, the one you literally saw a minute ago in the video. And yeah, so we're going to just focus on that really. Yeah, I've definitely noticed a difference though. The more cardiovascular things I include and the more movement I include, rather than just going in and just lifting heavy stuff, the better I actually feel. I suppose that depends on you, that depends on the person, because everybody's different, right? Everybody's going to enjoy different things. But that's why I'm a big advocate of just going and trying. Because initially when I looked at this, I thought, probably not for me, maybe there's a little bit too much running, there's this, but I don't know, I enjoy it. It nicely breaks it up, and to be fair, there's actually a lot more strength required in all of this than I realised. So that's always a nice surprise too, because then that means I know I'm going to have to really fucking try when it comes to strength training as well. That's not something I'll be able to, you know, sit back on. And I suppose sometimes I have found myself not really enjoying my gym sessions as much because I found them boring maybe. So I have a feeling this is going to spark kind of like my love for the gym again. I don't feel like I've ever lost it, but sometimes I do feel like I went just because I had to, because that was in my plan. Because on Tuesday you do this, Wednesday you do that, so you go, don't you? You don't want to be skimping stuff. At the end of the day, we're all about fucking discipline and building habits here. You know, that's what I preach all the fucking time. So I'm not gonna skimp on it myself. But there were days where I just kind of went and was like, nah, I can't be arsed. You know, I'm not really enjoying it. Whereas as I've started doing different things, you know, obviously you probably noticed as well a couple of times, you know, I do football once a week and I just incorporate different kind of training, variations into my week, and I'm enjoying training more. And like I said, it's not that I've ever fell out of love, but maybe I just find it boring. Maybe it's time for a change. So this is going to be a good testament of that, because this is definitely going to fucking challenge me, that's for sure. It's going to be tough to keep up. I want to aim for a good time. So is it possible? I don't know, but I'm going to aim for a sub 60 for a Hyrox. I have a feeling that's going to be, that's going to destroy me. But, you know, I'm all for a big challenge. I love a big challenge. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for it, man, and just see what happens. And I urge you to do the same. You know, if there's something that you've been doing a long time and maybe you don't really find it, you know, as interesting anymore, maybe try it from a different angle. Maybe go a different approach. Maybe compete. You know, there's all these different things we can do to kind of like spice it up in a sense and just kind of create that nice variety. And I really do believe that this is going to be it for me when it comes to training again. So yeah, I can probably officially say I'm entering my hybrid era. So yeah, the whole Hyrox thing or whatever. I'm not, you know, jumping on it just because it's popular now. It's just something that's kind of been on my mind for a while now, to kind of like try something different anyway, because one of my mates, Joe, has been doing it a long bloody time, even before it became like very popular. So, you know, yeah, just want to have a go and see what it's like, I suppose. Aside from that, realistically now, I'm just going to eat, get a little bit more work done, and then going to be taking that home. It's been a nice long weekend. I hope you guys have had a long one too. You know, nice time to recharge and what have you. It's been Easter weekend, so extra 2 days off if you work in an office like myself. And I hope you just had the opportunity to work on the things you wanted to work on, or just have some time just to fucking sit back, because life's mad, innit? It's mad. There's a lot going on, there's a lot to do. So if you need a day for yourself, take it, because sometimes we all need one. That's just how it is. And aside from that, thank you very much for watching. It's not been a very exciting vlog, so I will do my absolute best to improve on that next week. But I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless, and I hope there's at least 1 or 2 things you can learn from it. And as always, get out there and get it done. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.